Welcome to Facts for Real Videos. Today I will share with you why Oreo cream remains on one side after twisting. Many people think that monosyllabic grunts were our predecessors. However, a recent study from the University of Western Australia suggests that this may not be the case. Any language's main goal is to communicate meaning. So, according to academics, nonverbal communication most likely predated spoken communication. They requested a group of participants to participate in a communication game akin to charades in order to test this using spoken language. People from various cultures and linguistic backgrounds were gathered in one room, and they were instructed to communicate only through gestures. No grunting was permitted. The outcomes were astounding. Many gestures, according to scientists, have a global significance. Compared to any other form of vocalization, people can communicate with each other more effortlessly in this method. You'll understand what I mean when I speak of languages if I form a heart with my hands. Did you know that J, Nazi, was the most recent letter to be added to the English alphabet? It's also no accident that J and I are standing next to each other. They initially shared the same letter with more time J had. J was just a prettier way of saying I. Bees are amazing creatures. They have their own humor and became a different letter all on their own. For one thing, they serve as pollinators for the people's delectable honey. We depend on them to continue rebuilding our food resources. Some individuals could be terrified of their stingers. However, honeybees only sting you if they perceive a threat. The worst aspect is that bees can never recover from being stung. Because their barbed stingers are attached to the bee's digestive tract, nerves, and muscles, and you can't get them out of your skin, the tiny creature won't likely survive. When a production error occurs, the filling between Kit Kat wafers is manufactured from other Kit Kats. For instance, if a Kit Kat bar has too many bubbles or other flaws, nothing goes to waste. These candies are melted down into a paste and then utilized to fill in additional Kit Kat bars. The scientific discipline of oreology focuses on Oreos. Indeed, the cookies researchers are working hard to find an explanation for why all the cream stays on one side of the Oreo, and flows and fractures of Oreos are the focus of various scientific tests. Break an Oreo and grab one. Take it apart as you would usually. Meaning physicists who examine complex fluids after analysis are known as rheologists. The Oreo frosting, they labeled it a flowable soft solid, which refers to fluids that flow when put under a lot of pressure yet are soft when not disturbed of tension. No, it does not imply that Oreos are actually stressed. This implies that the inside cream will respond to the pressure you use to open a cookie. The trick to aid in distribution: if you carefully and steadily twist an Oreo, the cream is a straightforward twist. In addition to easing the pressure, this will probably allow the cream to remain on all sides of the biscuit. In the meantime, audiologists have developed, so check it out for yourself and let me know if it works for you. An Oreometer is a unique device used for the testing. Way to go, cookie science! It was made precisely to twist Oreos at the ideal pace and angle. It's a lovely afternoon, and you're gazing up in the sky when you wonder what those tiny dots traveling in wavy lines are. Your white blood cells are there, but they only appear for a brief duration. You might even mistake them for mosquitoes. They are circulating inside the capillaries that pass through the retina's anterior portion in your eyes. Funny thing is, until someone points them out, most people don't even notice the dots. In addition to being the title of a hit song, The Ring of Fire, in the Pacific Ocean, it is also a region with a horseshoe form. It has roughly 450 volcanoes and is about 250 kilometers long. More than 75% of all active and dormant volcanoes in the world are found in the Ring of Fire, making it the seismically active region of the planet. It seems sense that this area experiences 90% of all earthquakes. Oh, and it's also where you'll find the world's deepest trench. One of the most well-known elements of the Ring of Fire is the Mariana Trench. The Challenger Deep, which is its deepest point, is 3,670 feet below ocean floor. Funny fact: 75% of people claim to have had black and white dreams before color television was introduced in the 1950s. However, a recent study indicated that only 13% of people still dream in black and white, According to scientists, they've discovered a justification for this. It seems that people who grew up viewing monochrome television had monochrome dreams more frequently. ISO having a picture of yourself was a huge privilege in the 1800s. The practice of smiling for photographs was regarded as childish and even rude, as well as a sign of poor tooth care. According to photographers, these individuals are mugging for the camera to suggest prunes rather than cheese. This word kept people quiet, which is why all of our forefathers appeared like if they have had something acidic prior to posing for a picture. There is no seatbelt requirement when riding a city bus. You might have believed that this violates every traffic regulation imaginable. However, it isn't really the case. Buses do not have seatbelts for a number of reasons, including the requirement for quick exits in the event of an emergency. They will squander time unbuckling their seatbelts if they are buckled. Second, because a bus is a big vehicle, it will stop more slowly after a collision than a car. Therefore, even though they would feel the hit, the passengers won't suffer significant injuries, which is another reason why passengers are permitted to stand on moving buses. Imagine, you may or may not have ordered a garlic pizza while out on a date. Oh no, you haven't brought it when you check your pockets. No worries, you have breath mints with you. You can always escape danger by using this simple trick. Simply place an order for a cucumber salad or anything that includes celery. These fibrous veggies can aid in cleaning out odor-producing germs. Try placing a piece of cucumber between your tongue and the roof of your mouth to eliminate foul breath. It will be comparable to breath mints or perhaps better. Here is a riddle about melting clocks and the chupa with a sharp mustache. What do these objects have in common with the Chups logo? It turns out that Salvador Dali was the one who actually created the Chupa Tubes brand logo, the emblem ought to be positioned on top of the lollipops, according to the surrealist artist, so that everyone could view it constantly. Lady Liberty wasn't green when it first arrived in New York. It was the same shade of copper as a penny, but over time, oxidation caused it to turn green. However, it still appears fantastic. There is a distinction between chocolate from the United States and Europe. Why, though, do they not taste? You might ask, how are the laws different? The solution is straightforward. In contrast to the US, where the minimum dry milk solids content is 12%, European chocolate must include at least 14% dry milk solids. Because of this, European chocolate is somewhat creamier, and it tastes more chocolatey. Experts had been experimenting with the potato chip shape until they finally found the ideal formula because it contains more chocolate. The curved shape we associate with chips has a scientific term. This form guards against serious issues. If chips were formed differently, when they were placed in a bag, they would shatter into pieces right away. However, their curved design helps them stay intact. You may have noticed a similar strategy used in architecture when domes and arches were built. That's all for today. Strengthen a building structure. So, if the video satisfied your interest, please like it and share it with your friends. If you're still curious, click on the following videos and stick with facts for real videos.